Live. Okay, cool. That's good to see. This is the deciding factor if we actually use this, so that'll be fun. I think it's all signs point towards yes. I like it overall, but we'll see. But welcome everybody to the Alternative Blacks podcast. It is now a review of technology. Um,
Technology in Review with Chris and Tyler.
yeah, maybe we shouldn't be the ones reviewing technology.
We really should.
But today we're going to talk about things.
And maybe even some stuff.
Things and stuff. Should you thing stuff or stuff things? Is the question.
I think we both know the answer to that question.
Stuff things.
You're darn right.
You darn too. What are you drinking? Speaking of things.
Okay, so this is an Irish red ale from Rotunda.
Oh, okay.
So there it is, and I could probably mirror my video, but I'm not going to take chances. But so here it is. Look at that nice Keller.
It's a nice color.
That's not bad. That's not bad at all. Irish Red's one of my favorite styles.
Okay.
So I saw it and I was just like I have to. I haven't had one in so long. It's a solid one. 3.75 to 4, depending on uh, how well it drinks over time.
There we go. So what do you normally get out of an Irish red, or what do you look for when you are drinking an Irish red?
For me, it's the malty caramel, and I think that's why I enjoy an Irish red. It's the same reason I enjoy like a really good Marzen. It's that just that caramel malty uh, taste. The An Irish red's going to be a little drier, I would say. I would
Did,
call it
did I
that
just?
was dr-
I know.
that was dry.
I was like, I know I did not just hear a dryer go off. That's great. I don't even have this. I don't have the audio working still, but I feel like I need that as a sound button.
It's dry.
You're done.
No, but it's got like a drier note to it versus like a Marzen is I feel like can be a little sweeter, a little more malty sweeter. It's a lager, so like I feel like the ale kind of lends to like a dryness, but it's like a similar level of caramel malt.
Okay.
So, I enjoy Irish Reds.
Irish Reds. Yes. That's dope. And you said it's from Rotunda. We love Rotunda. That's that good old Lebanon Valley.
Yeah, it's technically why am I blanking on the name? The place where Funks is.
Yeah.
The one that won't kill you, and the one that's not in Lancaster.
It's not New Holland.
That is one of them. But the one that we went to after the Hershey concert
Yeah.
was
What?
Anvil. Anvil.
Anvil. Okay. Yeah. Because like Lebanon Valley College is
It's
there.
like right there. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly. Exactly.
Exactly. Yeah. Shout out to Zach Schrader and Haley. I forget her last name from Core Tennis.
That's where they're at. They're out at Lebanon Valley College. Nice.
Yeah. It might be like 2 3 years now.
Very nice.
Yeah.
Damn,
Um.
we're old.
I know. That's crazy. That's dope. That's awesome. I'm glad you are enjoying that beer. I got this little guy. He's called Little Guy. The
It's just a little guy.
the can art's amazing as I stroke this
Yeah, can
little
you
guy. This mini black
been there?
lager. This mini black lager. I'm
It's a
stroking.
black lager.
Yeah, Sacred Vice, New Trail.
Neutral's doing a lager.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Is the real? That's a minor miracle.
Yeah, 3.9%.
That is just a little guy.
Yeah, Crystal, Mandarina, Bavaria hops. Mandaria Bavaria hops. That's just one hop. It's not.
That's just one.
Yeah,
Just one
Crystal.
hop.
Crystal is a hop, and then this Mandarina Bavaria is
The
just
man,
one hop.
the Mandalorian Bavarian.
Exactly. Then you got light Munich, dark Munich, Pilsner, and dark Germanic malts, and notes of tangerine twist with sweet orange and herbal undertones. It's a solid beer. It really is. It had one of these prior to coming here. I've also had 2 IPAs prior to coming here. And
I
this
had
is,
an IPA at home
you know,
prior to this.
it's solid. It's smoky. It's like sweet and smoky at the same time. Um, yeah, you got them caramel, get them there caramel notes as well, but like that undertone of it. It's a really enjoyable beer if you like darker things. If you want something a little heavier than your normal lager, this is definitely the way to go. Um, Somehow this is really nice on a hot day like today when it's like 90 some degrees outside and you're inside and it's low ABV. And I threw this in the freezer before coming on the show, just being like, I'm getting this as cold as possible.
Yeah, that's the way to do it. That's the way to do it. Yeah, I guess I didn't really factor in the weather into it when I decided on Irish Red's pretty. Irish Red's more of like a colder weather, I think, but it can go anytime, especially if you're at Trooper Thorns.
Yeah. And as long as they're not increasing it by 100%.
Dude, beer. There's a side topic real quick. Is we were complaining about that. Can we think back to like what beer has become price point wise since we started drinking craft beer?
If you could craft beer, that's another story. But even if you could find like one, this was an import that was $1.
It was an import, very technically an import.
$1 import is mind blowing. Or 21 phase, right? So that's crazy. So what's that, like 2018? Like, no, not 2018. What the fuck am I talking
2016,
about? Yeah.
like 16, 17.
Okay. That was crazy. But God, do I miss being able to just throw a stack of quarters on the bar and being like, hit me.
And then going, you need another stack.
I wanted to slap him so bad.
You it was the rest of the night, it was the next day, it was the next month, next year.
Shit, we're still talking about it.
It's one of the great quotes of all, one of the great rants of all time.
That's
You know, you have like
increase.
you have like you play to win the game. You have playoffs.
Playoff.
Be like yeah, and then you have it's a hundred. I'm a man. I'm 40. That's a good one. And then you have 100% increase.
That's fair. That's fair. Um, Followed by my hand smell of cilantro.
I forgot about that.
No, I just made that one up.
Oh, I could have sworn you said something like that before. You definitely said something like that before.
I was just out back picking mint and cilantro for dinner. So,
Ooh, Mister, I have mint and cilantro.
yeah, but this is a good one. I enjoy this beer. We have what I believe to be a wild assortment of conversations to go in
Very,
today. But I feel like
very
last
random.
time I was talking about one of the like us going to Beermiscuous and how it got labeled one of the best beer spots. Um, but I continued down listening to the craft beer like podcast. So there's like this craft beer magazine, and that's where I saw the Beermiscuous thing. And then there's a podcast that goes along with it. And so there's a new brewery, maybe a couple years old now, in Chicago called Suncatcher, and that did not cross our radar at all. South Chicago, like type of like ordeal,
Okay.
like closer, but like not South Side, but like closer to like the what's it, the United Center where the Bulls play and everything. So like you're like in that area, and we didn't like e- explore around there, but
Yeah.
it's actually owned and like brewed by, founded by one of the um, founders of Half Acre, and
Oh,
the one
okay.
that's actually from Jersey, right? So the one that like makes a like appearance in Philly from time to time. It sounds great. Yeah,
Yeah, I'm looking. I want to say it's funny because it's funny that it's on Girard Ave, because
Why not?
why does there have to be a Girard Ave? Um,
It's probably a shit road.
it's worst street in America, and no
In
one wants to
every
believe me.
America.
In every Girard Ave is the worst street in America. Um, what was I gonna say? I had something. I had something up here. It was. I feel like I heard the name Suncatcher while we were in Chicago, and I don't
Okay.
remember if that was uh, something that you had brought up or if it was something we heard from our talks at Dovetail.
It almost definitely was from Old Boy at Dovetail that they did the tour. If there was going to be someone that was going to recommend a cool up and coming semi famous place, it would be this.
Yeah, so I mean, guess we got to go back and try some Suncatchers.
That's what I heard. Like, I was just like, ah, shit, we got to go back. But they have like very interesting approach, and I think from that episode, I was the big thing I took away from it was how lucky I am to be learning under Rich, because this guy has zero patience for teaching and for like being a mentor in any kind of like
Oh
sense.
yeah,
It's very much of like one of the things he enjoys about working at Suncatcher versus working at Half Acre, it, is that like it's just him brewing, and so he does like very early on. I think they had him like try to mentor some people, and it was like a very like clear to no.
it was a
Because
it
it's
was a
like if I'm
shit
going to be
show.
mad, I just want to be mad at myself. And I'm just like, damn, I don't think I've seen Rich mad.
Like ever. I feel like Rich is a very special case, though. Like, he's
Yeah.
definitely probably the exception to the rule. And I feel like that's kind of a thing. Like, when you get to a certain point in skill and experience doing something, I feel like you find you everyone gets into like their groove, and I feel like people get into their rhythms and stuff, and habits are hard to break, and you kind of have to break your routine to teach someone and know that things are going to mess up in some capacity, and just being okay with that can be hard sometimes. Teaching isn't for everyone. I don't think I would be a good teacher, so I can't quite fault the guy
Mm, well,
in a way.
it's so funny that you talk about it in that capacity too, because it's the Anna pointed out something that was very interesting. She goes, "All right, but you got like two different like ways of getting there, right?" It was just like she was like, without even listening to this episode, I know this guy wasn't like, oh, cutting his teeth through the industry and like then got to Half Acre. It was just like, oh no, this guy that went to school for engineering was in Colorado when Colorado was the shit. Was into beer, got into Chicago some like in some capacity. Really wanted to take this leap during the. So Half Acre opens up, like I guess, right around one of the big like I think like the housing market like bubble pop, and so like it's like around that area or whatever. Like they're either right after it. There's something that happens and like
Yeah,
everything's like fucking like crashing.
yeah. It
And they're
says
opening
yeah,
up a brew,
2007, 2008.
and so he leaves his engineering job and opens up the like he knows he wants to do this. He sees Chicago, sees the opportunity for it to be the Chicago that we know now, and it's just like I'm gonna do a like I know these people that are gonna open up this brewery. I want to get in on it, and he gets in on Half Acre. But it gets in. It's very much like this engineering uh, world or like this corporate world of like efficiency. We got to do this. Blah blah blah. Like there's no time for this type of shit. And so he takes this like hustle culture, or this grind culture, and has still applied it to beer. And so where it's like I know I can be successful in this, and I don't feel like messing around with anyone who like doesn't have that. And if they can't take it, then like whatever. Versus like a Rich, which is like okay, cut like worked here, cut his teeth, wanted to do it by him,
Hmm.
like in his own way. I think that really changed how changes how you approach teaching it too, because then you go from like we have to be successful in this like Cosmo, there's no room to fuck up, no one's taught me how to fuck up, like we just gotta be successful, versus just like, I sprayed a bunch of hops the one time, and he sends me a picture of him like I had like my shoe covered in hops. Like, damn. He shows me a picture of him head to toe covered in hops. He goes, nah, shit happens.
And I do like there's such value to that because that's like real world understanding, right? Of like things aren't perfect, things are never going to be perfect, and it's just about how can you adapt, how can you learn, and like understand that it's like, hey, this some of this is just the cost of doing business. Yeah, maybe we lost a few bucks here or there because of like something I messed up on, but one, is it going to tank us? No. And two, does it make me better at that thing the next time because I had something happen to me that it's like I am never going to forget to do this or that after the, you know what I mean? So it's
I
just
will
like,
never dump the wrong tank again. I can promise you that.
yeah, you were but like again that's how you never make that mistake again. And there's the problem isn't making a mistake. The problem is continuing to make the same mistake.
Yeah.
Uh, Particularly if it's small things, some people are just better or less good at certain small things, right? That get missed or whatever. But like I'm talking like big picture things. Like as long as you're learning from these big picture things that feel catastrophic, like and you have someone that can give you that space to do that and reinforce the fact that it's gonna be all right. Like the beer still got made, you know. We're still kicking, you know. Perspective, I think, is a good way to put it. And to bring it back to the half acre guy, engineers sometimes lack perspective. you know, Eh, not speaking from experience, I'm just saying we we
Not
can
speaking from experience, we.
we lack perspective. It's a very engineer thing. I feel like particularly engineers who are successful in industry.
Mm.
So not me, but a guy who can just, oh, I'm gonna leave my job to go brew and I'll just be fine. I know I'll be fine just starting one of the most volatile business ventures that I could do. Like
And, and at
you
that
know,
time too, because like people are
yeah,
talking about like this like burst of a bubble now. It's just like it's at the same time like it's just a
yeah,
reiteration of a bubble bursting. Like
yeah,
it
and back
happens.
and that was like one of the worst since the Great Depression, I think. That downturn, right, in 2008.
Mm-hmm.
So he's right around that time, but it's just like again, it's like there is a there can be a lack of perspective when you are extremely successful in something that makes a lot of money on its face, like engineering can. Like depending on what kind of engineering he was doing, he was probably making crazy bank, and I can probably I would bet money on that considering the path that you just laid out. I was an engineer. I really like brewing beer. I just left engineering to go to Chicago and open up a brewery, and you need a lot of capital to do that or you're in the hole for forever,
Right.
So it's just like there is a level of success there, again, too, that probably breeds uh, rigidness. Well, and being an engineer breeds rigidness, but like rigidness in the sense of like I would never ask to be taught by Michael Jordan
Oh my god, no,
because
he'd be fucking awful.
he just doesn't get it.
Who would you want to be taught by?
I think honestly I do think the best teacher would probably either be someone who was a little who could be like a superstar, but was less selfish,
Okay.
personally, or most likely it would be someone who had to work their way into the league, but carved out like a 10-year career, just like working on their game. Someone who developed
I
themselves.
got two people
Okay.
off rip that just came to mind. Udonis Haslam,
Mm-hmm.
Kyle
In
Lowry.
fact, two, of two no notes. Those are two extremely good. Like, and you know what it is? It's like, and you can see that, right? Like Haslam and Lowry. Lowry kind of had that Haslam role for the Sixers like the past year and a
Mhm.
half to 2 years, where
Absolutely.
he's a player, but he's really more of like a coach and a mentor. And Haslam was kind of the same way.
And they get the
Um,
like green light to be that person because I don't know who else comes off like goes to the players that are coming off and like, hey, look, no, so this is what you gotta do. You see, they're coming over here every
yeah, but
time.
it's like, yeah, but it's like you get that, right? Like Haslam has the experience. He obviously, as a person, has the respect of younger people,
Mm,
and Lowry the same way, right? Like he has the respect of like Tyrese Maxey, right? And Edgecombe. So it's like he gets that leeway with them because he's earned their respect as not even just a player, also a player, but like obviously as a person, they respect him. They clearly see. You can tell that it's like the same thing with Haslam. You can tell like guys are gonna listen to them, and it's not just like, oh, there goes Haslam again. You know, it's
right.
like they're actually listening to him and taking in what he's saying.
Grandpa, sit down. Right. No, exactly. I think that's a fair point. And so it's like trying to find because I was listening to more episodes from these. I was just really interested for some reason on these episodes recently. Just the mindset like trying to consume as much beer content as possible. And
Hmm.
so this is one of the biggest ones, and they were talking about Chicago stuff, and I was like, okay, well, I really like Chicago, so let me see what they're talking about. And the next episode was the owner of Is Was Brewing. So they were like the saison place that we went after Hop Leaf. It was like the second day, everyone's like really hungover. I'm drinking.
Hop Leaf. Wait. Hop Leaf was that
When
the
you
bar, the beer bar?
the beer bar where you guys are all dead.
Okay. Okay. I'm on board now.
And
Yeah.
we did
Is
like the
was. Yeah.
little
Yeah. Yeah.
toast, and it was like the couches and the skee
Mm-hmm.
ball and everything like that. Then I
Yeah.
met the owner at
Yeah.
the front. So it's him. He has his own podcast. We got to tune into his podcast.
Oh,
Uh,
really?
yeah, but
Nice.
he's crazy. You start listening to him talk about beer, it's like listening to John Stemler again. Like,
I think what I've realized is guys who are in either the saison zone or have ever done anything with like yeast programs.
like old boy from
Those are the
Dovetail.
those are the guys to listen to
Oh
because
my
like
god.
it is ridiculous, and it's like talking to John, you got that same feeling at Dovetail. It's just like how do you get to this point of just like, and it's just like at their fingertips, you know what I mean? It's like the knowledge is at their fingertips to the point where it's like they can't even explain well enough all of the stuff that they're thinking at that moment.
Yeah, they
It's
Mr.
just
Harrison. Yeah. No, so
even all
oh
the
boy,
kids. I didn't.
oh boy cut his teeth at Pipeworks. So he took like a very this scares me. He took like a very similar like
Yeah, you
trajectory.
get like lead poisoning doing that. Like that's not
he
smart. So
he started off doing just volunteering, like getting in there, doing as much work as he could.
getting in there.
Yeah, and getting the pipes, getting the pipe in. Uh, he, but then he spent like 7 years at Pipeworks prior to like
7 years.
7 years, and that's where I was just like, oh my god, I love two locals, but I don't know. Like, what does 7 years look like?
I mean, I can feel it. I've been at my job for it's going to be 8 years in 2 months.
Yeah, I guess like
So you know,
I was at I've been at PHMC for like five-ish years or whatever. But like
that's insane.
that's what gets me. I was like, okay, I've been at PHMC for like that amount of time, which means that I wasn't that far off from like design rev. Like if we're talking about like
The
20,
dark times.
right? But like that's around 2018, right? Like
Yeah, yeah. We were both still living in Reading. I mean, it was wild times, man.
that's what scares me. It's just like 7 years. 7 years ago, I was like there, like ah, 7 years. That's crazy to me. Um, but yeah,
Really puts it into perspective for you. Huh?
yeah, it's yeah, the work that people put into like learning like their craft and everything, you know. Um, and things are getting like better and easier, like even within this like I don't even know if I'm not even at 1 year yet. I think August might be 1 year of being with two locals in some capacity.
Yes.
Yeah. And so like that's also like trying to put in perspective like where I was like when I first started till now and being able to help out a lot like more is cool, but it's like there's a long way to go. I think that's another reason why I'm so interested in that beer like the scholarship to go to school. I think there's a lot of like book work that
Yeah.
just like doesn't necessarily translate to like you can't really learn it while there, but knowing all the other stuff that's happening is like really important if that makes sense, right?
Oh no, 100%. I think there are a couple of ways to do things, and there's a couple things, but to get like the full picture, there's like the practical and the theoretical, right? So it's like you're learning a lot about the practical right now in a great way. The theoretical would really bolster certain aspects or make things easier to understand. Hey, why am I doing this? Right? Why am
Right.
I doing that? Right now, you're able to do, but we'd like to. Obviously, we'd both like to get to the point where we're doing because we know the why behind what we're doing.
Exactly.
And that's you can learn that practically as well, sure, but you need someone with that knowledge, and you need the time to do that. You need time to learn it and understand it. You
Yep.
know, that isn't as simple as here's an SOP, just follow the SOP and learn the SOP. Like that's learning steps, but how can I
Yeah.
actually learn knowledge and then apply it in my own way, right?
Exactly. And so yeah, learning the SOPs and getting those steps is very then like it's very nice to be able to just like okay, if someone needs me to knock out, I don't need to ask that many questions beyond oh, am I doing like a IPA? Am I doing like a lager? Like so that like decides what temperature I'm knocking out at, and then like what I need to set the tank to. But outside of that, like I couldn't tell you too many of the like the theories behind why. I know we're gonna cold crash, step crash like the logger, so like we're gonna start it at this higher temperature, and then after a little while bring it down a little bit, and then bring it down a little bit, then bring it down a little bit, rather than just setting it at a temperature, and that's gonna create something, right? Like I know there's a
Yeah.
reason behind it. I get why it's happening that way. But I couldn't tell you what's actually
Yeah.
happening there. Because
Like
like,
if you I was going to say it's I know what I have to do and why we're doing it here,
mm,
but if they were to say here's a recipe, figure out how to make this work
yeah,
practically. Like, how are you actually going to brew this successfully? and then it's without any direction how with you need that knowledge to be able to know, okay, well, we're doing this and it involves these ingredients, and it involves this yeast. We we have these specs on things, we want to knock out at this temperature because of that, or we want to get to this part.
So for me, right, it comes down to almost like videography and photography, right? Like you have this triangle essentially, right?
It's the
You
rock.
it's the rock. Like you
Oh,
see,
oh,
I'm going with Jay Z right now. I'm going with Jay
earmark
Z.
that, earmark.
Right?
You don't have you don't have the easy E shades, but
Yeah.
earmark that,
Yeah.
because that's a talk we should get into at some,
Yes.
if we want to.
I'm gonna succeed. I think is Beyonce's hair product. Took 4 days to pick out his fro, my guy. 4 days.
Takes me 4 minutes.
He was at the preview party with his hood up, looking like fucking Kenny from South Park.
Yeah, but they couldn't kill me. They tried to kill me.
They tried to
It
kill.
didn't work.
It didn't work. He never hits the K. He never hits the K.
It didn't work.
Oh,
It's
it's the triangle. It's the rock. It's the triangle, right? It's
That's right.
So you have basically your exposure, you have your f-stop, right? You have your shutter speed, and you have your exposure meter, right? That's going to get you to a 0, and every single one of those is going to work with each other to keep you at 0. So if you adjust this, this needs to adjust to that, right? And I believe that is how the brewing recipe truly works, right? It's because you have your staple ingredients, right? You have your water, you have your yeast, you have your hops, and you have your grains, right? So you got your instead of a triangle, it's whatever fucking rhombus you want to.
Whatever rhombus you want.
Right. But you adjust things based off of like whatever your key features that you're looking for. If you have to use this, you have to use that in order for all these things to like balance out and everything, right? So from a photography standpoint, the theory and the practice, I can do it. Over here, it's still very much like, okay, cool. I'm starting to pick up on things. Like I think it's very interesting. One of Rich's beers actually follows a very similar build as Daisy Cutter. And that was really interesting. And it was listening to the show as we were like dry hopping the beer, and I was like,
it's like, wait, we're it's like the Spider-Man meme in that moment.
And it was very interesting because apparently Daisy Cutter was a very dank beer when it first came out.
Dude, is it interesting?
And they acknowledge it on the show. It's like, yeah, at the time, because the concept behind Daisy Cutter was that we want a beer that you could smell across the bar.
That is hilarious, in context now, but considering like how old Daisy Cutter is,
Bro,
I can like, yeah, I 100%.
I still remember this moment. It was just like, it's winding down tonight. Do you guys want to try something? And it's Daisy Cutter.
And now Daisy Cutter has all these renditions and stuff, and it's just.
And now Canal Street doesn't exist. Biggest travesty to beer culture in Reading, PA.
It's the biggest travesty to beer culture. End of sentence.
Maybe not.
That we you want to talk about cutting? That's where we cut our teeth as craft beer consumers.
Definitely.
It's like there and Mary's 6-pack and more. We really. That's where we got the. Because like that was like back then, it was like. Firestone was a big deal, like Racer 5 type stuff,
Like Flash or whatever, like Green Flash or whatever that was.
yeah, yeah. And like at the time, Victory was massive. It like in terms of like Pennsylvania, like southeastern, south central Pennsylvania, like Trogs was big too.
Mm.
I feel like Victory, at least in the Reading area, definitely was had more uh,
Because
going for it at the time.
because even then, Victory was like more than one location. Like when you think about Trogs, to their credit, still just one spot.
Yeah. Now it is their second location technically,
Second
but
location, but
it's
like
only they've only ever had one at a time. So that's great. That's awesome. And to like you said, to their credit, with one location, their proliferation, and they just keep.
holleration.
And I think they do it right. Where it was like they have a very solid lineup of perennial stuff,
Mm.
and then like the seasonal stuff, the way they do the seasonals is like it keeps the excitement every year. It just keeps people, oh, it's it's Nugget Nectar time, it's and it's Nimble Giant time. They
Say Crimson Pistol. Say Crimson Pistol.
no, I we if there if we die before brewing
A hibiscus.
a a hibiscus IPA, we will not have lived a full life.
Hannah's very about it. Cousins usually has hibiscus. I think it is entirely possible. Again, I felt very confident after apprenticing that okay,
Yeah.
we can brew. And then our brew turned out.
I think
But I'm
I
getting
think it,
closer and closer to being like, I think I get it. I think I get it.
yeah. Like I one the like coming up here in the near future, I think proximity is going to make the brewing happen more. One for one, but like I do think like we can just get the IPA or pale ale slash IPA portion down flat.
It's over.
The sky's the
Also,
limit,
we need to keg it. No more bottling
dude.
this shit. We need to
If
keg
we
this shit and just fucking deal with it. Cause
well, I'm so down with that.
I'm not
It's like
bottling any more beers. Fuck this shit.
bottling sucks so much. Bottling sucks so much, but yeah. Um, I don't have a segue
Ah,
into another conversation, but that was a fun beer conversation.
that was a good one.
That was our beer conversation.
That was our biggest beer conversation in a
It
while,
was a
to be
big,
honest.
beautiful beer conversation.
Oh yeah, we love the big
We love the big, beautiful.
bees.
We love the big, beautiful beer conversations.
Have our own Bixby.
Before we switch, my second beer is from the Vale. It's Demon. I read West Coast, so I grabbed it.
And
I didn't. I didn't read the next part, which was triple IPA.
ah! I
So this
mean,
is 10.5%.
how much?
10.5.
Light stuff. I'll have some bourbon afterward for you.
Thanks, bud. Oh, I was thinking about this. It's not specifically it's actually gin related. In that framing is interesting because I can say that I killed 3 bottles of gin last night
Where were you?
at home.
What bottles?
Do you see how insane that sounds?
What bottles? The botanist.
No, no. So I had a smidge of Beefeater left from from the fat washing from New Year's.
Ah, okay.
So I had a small amount of that.
You saw the.
Yeah, you're just. So I had a little bit of Beefeater. I had a bottle of Hendrix from before that. That was low, and then I had the bottle of that pink shit that I got at uh, that festival on in Northern Liberties.
Yep.
It's like 3 years ago.
Yep.
Finally killed that.
Yo, that's crazy because like what I'm hearing
So
is you needed 2 ounces of gin, and you got them through 3 bottles. And because God damn it, I'm going to make this drink one way or the other, and I have
it,
done that.
I've it was 3 drinks.
Okay,
Two of them were mine. One of them were Alyssa's. Hers
not as
got
bad.
one.
Mine's worse.
Hers got one. Mine was just I made 2 at an ounce and a half, so I needed 4 ounces total for everything, and that just so happened to be just the amount in 3 bottles that I had sitting on my cart. Needless to say, my cart looks completely empty right now because of that.
Mine doesn't.
You have a decade's worth for normal people, a decade's worth of whiskey and bourbon. And a random gin, I think, too, was it?
Yeah. I'm gonna keep that one around for you. No worries.
Yeah.
It works really well for a
anyway,
gin and tonic.
Oh yeah. So I've been heavy into the last words lately, which is
Ah,
how I killed
gotta get
the
into
gin
it. Yeah.
bottles. Because I can't find chartreuse, and it's also like $200 a bottle because
There's no more months.
because the month because God is dead. I can't get because God is dead. I can't get chartreuse. I can't get lambics. I can't get what other beers are only like months.
But that's funny as shit.
Foder? No, I'm just kidding. I don't think Foder's one of them. But yeah, no. Just a random aside.
That's wonderful. Speaking about putting shit to the side, Philly Pride.
They put it to the side already.
Okay, so did I explain to you what happened for Pride this year from our perspective, or was this? Did you guys catch it news wise as well?
No. Just all I got was the text that you had sent that they had moved it,
yes.
and that's all I got.
Okay.
So
Did
were
you
the festivities?
not see anything?
No. Is it that bad?
Alright, so this is what's happened for the last like 2 or 3 years, right? So the last 2 or 3 years, not including this year, we had walked down from here to Pride. Like we will pop open some beer, do the
That's a
walk.
walk.
We'll like I know like we
That
did
is
like
a
a
walk.
10-mile walk on Sunday. And so what usually happens is we'll crack open the beer. By the time we reach other half, I have to use the bathroom, so we'll stop in the other half. We'll stop into here over on the way too. We still have beers that we have in our like backpack, and like we have our like little koozies. We'll go to the beer stands. We'll know so and so. They'll give us beer for free. You know, like we have a gay old time, right?
Yep.
And it's great. It's wonderful. The bathroom situation sucks in the neighborhood when they just have the porta potties and stuff like that. But like I know I'm gonna grab my beer. I'm gonna stand in line. By the time I get out of line, I'll need another beer, and then I'll need to stand back in line. I know the routine.
Same thing in Chicago.
Right. And it's great though. Like there's like when we were going, there was like a bunch of vendors everywhere, food trucks everywhere. At every like big corner section of it, there's DJs playing. They'll have bands in different parking lots. It's a wonderful time. It's in the neighborhood, which only makes fucking sense.
I
Cool.
mean, yeah.
So this year we head out. I'm not as much of in a rush about getting out because I'm like, it's like a really an all day affair. We'll get there. We'll be in the mix, like whatever. And we get to the neighborhood and it's fucking dead except for one street. And we're like, something's wrong. And there's like all these barriers up and all these things. And we're like, what the fuck is going on?
So they have barriers up.
So what happened is they like a parade went through there, and parade went through there. It started through the neighborhood, went to the parkway. That's exact like that's whatever. So when we get there, everything's like closing down. The one strip of Kamak is like bumping, but it's like I think it's a cover. You have to get in there like two like there's like a whole like line. I'm
Like
like
a
I'm not waiting in a fucking
like block
line.
party type thing.
Right, I'm
or
like I'm not waiting
something.
in a line. This is supposed to be Pride. Like the whole point is like everyone's supposed to be just there, right? Like showing up. Like I ran into Danny Cortez there before. Like I've had great times at Pride, and so we're there like damn like it's all dead whatever. And that's when we find out that they're doing it at the Parkway, but it's also a $10 like cover, or like not even cover. Like it's a $10 entrance, and we're like it's a little like that's out of the way. Like we've walked, and if we would have like went directly there, it wouldn't have been as bad. But the way we walked and where we were at, it's out of the way to get back home. We're like, we're just not doing it. I'm not paying $10 for this thing. Like, and for good reason too. But I'll get to that later. So we decided we went to Carbon Copy South Philly, regrouped, walked home.
On South Street there. Or right off of
Yeah,
South Street.
exactly. Yeah. So, because like that was the only one
Ate a
we haven't been
cheesesteak
to.
in there. Ate a cheesesteak in there once. It's a good time.
And we went there. Oh my god, there's some fucking stupid. I've been running into stupid people. So one of the stupid guys
Well,
in
you
there,
were in South Philly,
bro.
It's
Yeah, the Browns aren't named after like black and brown people. It's the dude's last name. I'm just like,
what conversation did you
I was like, get me the fuck out of here! No shit, you dumb motherfucker! What are you talking about? Anywho, welcome, blah blah blah. So then we found out not only was it $10 entry fee, you couldn't bring in like water bottles or anything like that. So like we would have been fucked from the get, like because we couldn't have brought anything because we always bring our backpack. We participate there as well, but like we bring our backpack to walk back. We have waters, we have beer, like we come prepared. Not only that, so it's $10, and like I was telling Rich about this, and he goes, "Oh, that doesn't sound inclusive." I'm like, "No shit!" Like the whole point isn't for it to be like a money maker thing. One, it's a protest. When have you paid to get into a protest? And then like that, it's just crazy that they moved to the Parkway. It's definitely an op. It's definitely because of the 250, because of FIFA, all this stuff. I think Sherelle was definitely doing an op. There was somebody that unfortunately did die a couple years ago at Pride, but we're talking about one small instance over a span of I don't know how many years. You know, I can tell you more people die at country festivals than Pride. Uh, and so it was like crazy. But like, so what happened is that the parade went through the neighborhood, and then immediately the police descend on everybody to force people out. 15 people arrested. There's multiple videos of people just getting manhandled and beaten by cops.
Really?
Yeah, it's bad. It's a bad situation. Like, next year's gonna be fucking interesting. But so yeah, it was just like, nah, not really about it. Like that's not what it's about. Like I 100% don't understand taking Pride out of the neighborhood.
Out of I think you hit the nail on the head. It's a photo op. It's a photo op from a. Listen, I don't pretend to be like up on Philly local politics,
but Rel is a Republican.
It feels like, yeah, it feels like a lot of pandering. I'll just say pandering for support from folks that will never give it to you because of who you are, and the only person that seems to not realize that is you. So,
Yes.
but that's neither here nor there.
No, it's not. Anyways, that was our experience. It was fucking wild. Fuck that shit. It's awful. Uh, Philly's gonna be moving. Very interesting going forward. Today's the first day of FIFA, the World Cup, and the way that Rel would have it told to you, I feel as if like you would imagine everybody driving by the street would be kicking soccer balls out of their vehicles. And while I did get to watch some World Cup Mexico win at a brewery today, it wasn't like the whole city is decked out in like, I mean, there's a surprising amount of jerseys, but it's not like one big soccer festival. Granted, there's two
Yeah,
random fucking games today, one at 3 and one at 10.
it's very random. I was and it's like random dates too. It's like it feels intermittent, and it's only for a few for like this pool play, whatever,
Yeah.
and it's all over the country. It's weird. It's weird. It's weird, and maybe I don't follow enough, but in other countries, when other countries are hosting, because of how small everything is,
Feels
it's like you're jumping around to like it would be like if a region of the U.S. hosted, right? Or it was like, oh, or even shit, even if it was like PA hosted, because PA is the size of some European countries, right? If
yeah.
like PA, so it's like okay, like we have some matches the East, we're in Philly, or we're out in Pittsburgh, we're in the Central, we're in Harrisburg, or up north it might be Erie or Scranton or something,
Right.
like that feels more localized of an event versus like oh we have random shit in Toronto.
We're gonna do
There's
Mexico
something
City
in
today.
fucking
What's it?
there's
Mexico City at 3, Guadalajara at 10.
Foxborough, Massachusetts, like Atlanta, California, Toronto. It's just random. And it feels disjointed. And again, FIFA's trash. FIFA, FIFA, the organization, the trashiest sports organization in the world, the most corrupt sports organization in the world. You can't say that enough. The World Cup, while hey, like sports is sports, right? And it does good things. This will do good things for some folks. Like the end of the day,
I
the
don't know because they're not
atrocities
getting
to
taxed on.
humanity.
They're not getting taxed on it. Again, we're bringing in all of this money coming in, but the
Untaxed.
biggest revenue source of it all is gone out the window. It's like the Knicks games. Nothing. None of that is taxed. None of that's taxed. They
That's another interesting
zero
discussion
money.
about. But isn't that also an interesting discussion because basically normal people were essentially financially barred from these Knicks games?
Average ticket, $7,500. Average ticket.
Yeah, which is 7 times what the cheapest ticket for a FIFA match at the Link costs. By the way, looked it up today right before the live. $1,000.
Pete might come down and watch a game. He might stay at the house. I'll laugh at him.
He's gonna be using his credentials. He's gonna be needing his credentials for that one. But
I'm here with Nick.
It it really speaks to, and we as a people over the years have complained about how ridiculous professional sports event pricing has become, especially NFL, right? Because it's come to a point where it's like, when we were children and our parents were children, it was just like, hey, you want to go to a game, and just go, and you can do it. Now it's like you're thinking about it like, oh, do I want, like, I'm going on a trip, like I need to financially plan for this to
But like
happen.
a trip that would take you away for a week versus like, okay, cool, like 5 hours.
By the time you're done with everything, like it is like that. So it's pretty insane. And then so you take that and then you compound it with the fact that this is something that happens once every few years and it's a worldwide event.
Yeah,
And also like America has great soccer fans. I'm not saying that, but
yeah,
on
yeah,
the
yeah.
whole, the majority of Americans do not value football,
On the
right?
whole, yes.
On the whole. Yet yeah, here everyone is.
Yep. Yeah, exactly. And oh my god.
But you know, we could wax poetic about that forever, honestly, because it's
I think
someone's getting money, and it's not anyone who needs it
it's not anyone
off
that
of
needs
any
it.
of
It's
this.
not. Yeah, exactly. And it's off of this promise. It's the fucking trickle down economics again. Oh, because we are doing all of this, so many other people are going to do. But no, they're going to screw over the contracts of the union workers that are supposed to be working the stands. The people that are cleaning this. They're going to continuously fuck everybody over and nickel and dime them over stuff that again they're not getting taxed over. Right. Same with the
Yeah,
church. Um, and I think what's crazy is it very well could end up this way. It's going to take a lot of organized effort. It's going to be group effort. I think, and you know, the idea has been floated out, you know, with Kaepernick, with a lot of stuff. Like, why are we giving these people our money? And I think that is going to eventually be the case. I think Gen Pop, the true fan base of these organizations, could effectively make sports irrelevant.
mm,
Because yeah, okay, the elites are there doing whatever to do that, but the things that drive the things that matter now, the metrics, the analytics, the so many people tuned in. So this is why you should be putting your commercial here. All of these things, the influence, the reason why people feel so like, oh, I do need just that one moment to be at this game and get this picture, get these vibes, like, oh, and buy these buy this clothing and everything like that. Eventually, when it's just like it's going to be impossible for the Gen Pop to actually do it, and I think Trump's actually a really good example of this with the Knicks, and not even being able to be a fan outside of the venue. Once Gen Pop starts realizing that kind of stuff and says, you know what, cool, what does happen? Fuck it. 1 year, it's gonna suck. I know I love my Stillers, but I'm not gonna participate in any of it this year.
I think the issue is it's not going to happen because there's enough people that are apathetic, and that's kind of the thing.
I,
There are people that will pay the price.
I,
Like there's
I,
always going to be someone to pay the price,
I think
unfortunately.
it's not going to be as global or like nationwide as like, oh, we're all just going to do it. But I do think it's not going to be New York. It's not going to be like L.A. You know, it won't be Chicago. It probably won't even be Philly. But like, I think there could be an argument enough to say like, if a grassroots organization with enough influence in say like a San Antonio was able to be like, you know what, fuck it, like this is not for us, and like just really make them pay attention. It's going to be a blip on the NBA radar, but I guarantee you San Antonio's team would be like, wait, we need to like realign here because we can't afford that, right?
Well, yeah, that's where it's got to get to, right? It's got to be enough people that the money starts to be affected, and And that's where it's like we need to understand the numbers
Yeah.
to really see like how many people can we really.
There was two points. I'm sorry that I remembered the about carbon copy. The first one, the Browns weren't named after black people, and the second one was like, yeah, I went to the athletics and it was like a real shithole. I was like, like I'm so happy that they moved out of that area because like their whole thing was shit. I was like, oh my god, you actually don't understand sports and you've never watched Major League. You do realize it was by design that you had a horrible experience there, right? Like the whole point was they wanted to bomb the team to move them away. You literally just had to watch Major League, the first Major League,
Yeah,
to understand what was going on there. And not even the fact that you had to watch it, you just had to Google what the fuck was going on there to realize they were purposefully tanking that team.
yeah. Also, how dunce do you have to be and stupid do you have to be to go? I'm glad they moved to a completely different city. There's nowhere in Oakland that they could have been. That would have been nicer, like a brand new stadium. No, they were in the shittiest old football field of a stadium for the longest time, tanking the team and not doing anything to upkeep the facilities.
Purposefully letting the raccoons run rampant like it was Pawnee, Indiana.
Eagleton would never.
They have right field, we have left field.
Yeah, so like what I'm realizing is people really are fucking stupid.
I don't know if we're just realizing. I think if we go back throughout the the annals of ABP, there's a lot of times where we say people are fucking dumb.
Yeah, I mean if you go back through
We're
the
those
annals of
people too,
PT,
though.
you go back through the annals of PBT, ABT. We've really, if you really think backdoor to the no, but no, seriously though, it's you realize that more and more people are dumber, and they keep
Getting
like
dumber.
you keep getting dumber.
I think
They're,
greed.
we're purposely taking certain educational things out of the way in lieu of things that require not critical thinking. I'll just say that, and literacy is declining because of that.
Yeah.
You know, there's a lot of things, and so people are more easily swayed by dumb arguments. They don't have the capacity to sit back and go, does
This is
that
bullshit.
actually make sense?
Right, this is bullshit. I have a
So,
thought, but I have to pee, and Riverside actually does a really good job of like saying, "Oh, during this time, they weren't talking, so we're gonna cut the dead air." So
nice.
I'll be back.
All right. I'll take a quick one too. perfect timing. I just sat down.
Did we come at the same time? Come back at the same time?
We sure did.
Oh, we're synced up. Uh,
You know, they say that women's cycles they line up when they're together. Our bladders line
oh shit.
up. No,
Okay.
we, not shit. Oh, sorry.
By design,
By design.
obviously, like the the idea of to make a less educated populace just makes sense, right? Like for if you want people to be behind you in a certain way, to realize that, you know, to not realize that you're being screwed over. And I hate when people try to like, yeah, but that's on both sides of
Yeah.
the like coin. Yeah, no
Complacency.
shit, it's on both sides of the coin. It's just like no, but the thing is, I don't believe anybody is like, oh yeah, government. Very few people who have a distrust of government. It's so fucking stupid now. I actually have a hard time making the argument because I find there is a group of people who will say, yes, the government shouldn't be trusted. There is one side that is worse than the other, but overall, no, government shouldn't be trusted. There needs to be more grassroots things. There needs to be more checks and balances. There needs to be more things happening from the top down, but while at the same time from the ground level up. If you vote here and vote there, it should all start helping, you know. But then there's people who are just like, yeah, no, that side's just like the worst, and like you know, like just blinded by like one very like cold hard fact, and they're like, well, if you vote the other, oh no, where'd you go, Chris?
I'm here. I am here if you can hear me.
Yeah, no, you just dropped off onto a new track for a reason. That was interesting. You went C for a while. Anyway, it's
I see.
yeah, it's just like this very
Yeah,
interesting
it's wanting
thing
me to
of-
read. Keep talking. Keep talking.
Yeah, it's always very interesting to me, like this side versus that side argument,
Yeah.
where it's just like, no, you know, like I do believe if there would have been a very Trump-esque candidate on the Democratic ticket, that I would not have voted for them.
No.
I believe
In
that
fact,
very very much.
you know, in fact, there are folks right now that are cropping their heads up that kind of have that energy, right?
Yeah.
You think of old boys, mayor, was it the mayor of LA, is it? Or like old boy
Newsom?
in Cali? Yeah, he's kind of giving like that like kind of giving Trump back like that energy in certain situations,
I like the
like that
energy he gives
checkmate.
him, but I don't want that like as a president.
But so that's the thing, right? It's like, and that's the thing we have to wrestle with, right? It's since we've been children, I think back then there was, when you think of left versus right, it's America. We're always, when we talk about the broad spectrum of political thought in the world, America starts somewhere on the right hand side because capitalism is on the right hand side, and then liberal, like, so the left for us is still somewhere on the right. It's just closer to center.
Very moderate.
But in our lifetime, it's continued to skew towards the right. And I know that probably looked like I was going left. I don't know. But it's skewing towards the right the longer we're going, because the right is getting more radical and the left, quote unquote, the Democrats, liberal, is, instead of matching that energy in the opposite direction, they are trailing They're trailing, yeah, exactly, to try to appease the white
which that
majority.
side's not doing. Like that side's
And
not
that side's
trying.
not doing it. And why are they not doing it? They don't have
They
to,
don't have to.
because for now, the white the white majority is still the white majority. Now in our lifetime that's going to change.
Yeah.
And so there is a reckoning to be had. In fact, just finished reading a book um, that I think you should pick it up. It's very interesting. It's called "The Origins of Our Discontent,"
Hmm.
um, and the author she's framing America as a caste system, like you see in India. Like India has
Have you
is
read Cast?
is this a caste, or this might be the same book we're talking about then? Because I think it's called Caste Origins of Our Discontent. So it might be the same book, or there's a different book by the name of just Caste. But it's something that
Oh
that
yeah, no, no,
yeah,
this is
yeah,
on my
same book.
list. Yeah, this is on my list. I've watched a couple of things on this. Yeah, no, because you
You
started
should
talking about it, I was like, oh wait, no, this sounds like Cast.
yeah, no, yeah, yeah,
Okay,
because
yeah, yeah.
it's Caste
Or
colon Origins of Our Discontent,
yeah.
and that part is like
Hmm.
the way that it's framed.
Yep.
It's like this makes 1,000% sense. It's always like, why is race always the thing that's intermingled in our society? Why is why is racism something that is so invisible but the prevailing issue still? And this is just like a nice way to it's a nice way to understand the phenomenon, of America through the lens of a completely independent issue in another country.
Yeah.
And it's not just India that she discusses. She discusses three places. India and the US being the one, or being two. The other one is Nazi Germany
Go figure.
and the caste system there. Also, there's a whole chapter on how the Nazis basically used southern slave drivers
Yep.
as like and were even like uncomfortable with some of the lengths that they were going to
As a model. Yeah.
as
The
a model.
Nazis were
Yeah,
uncomfortable with how.
yeah. So
Yep. Yeah, I'm familiar with a lot of this actually.
yeah,
Um,
and
yeah.
again, like I think she like the way that it's written and framed. It's just very very nicely written and concise. Flows very well. It just gives a really good flow of ideas, anecdotes. It's just very well written.
Yeah.
I highly recommend to get to
My
that sooner rather than later.
yeah, my one cubby mate at work now, a coworker, she's been on me about doing that. So I
Yeah,
need to do it.
it's just finished it this Sunday. It's a great one. It's a great one. But speaking of books, the one we read before that was called On Juneteenth.
That one I'm not
Um,
familiar with.
so the author she's a Pulitzer Prize winner actually. For she wrote a book. It's Annette Gordon Reed. She wrote a book chronicling the I can't remember their names right now, but the family, the descendant of Thomas Jefferson, and
Sally.
yeah, so her descendant had
Yeah.
come forth in like modern times, like relatively modern times, like 1900s times, saying, "I am the great either grandson or great grandson of Thomas Jefferson because of Sally, right?" And her book chronicles kind of like that whole family dynamic, why we know it's true, the issues with the backlash that this person faced for coming forward about it, and
Sally
the
Hemings.
dynamics at the time. Yeah, the Hemings, that's right,
Yeah.
Sally Heming. So I didn't read that book, but she wrote a book called On Juneteenth because she's from Texas.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um,
Okay,
and
now I am actually familiar with that.
So on Juneteenth, very short book, and I highly recommend that one as well because
Cool.
that one kind of it gives a lot of localized context into like Jim Crow South in Texas. Was something that she was a part of. She was like the first. She was the first black child to go into a white school in
Yep.
her small town of
I
Texas.
think Hannah read that.
Like it is again like the the way it's written is just so engaging and just provides so much information without just like uh, preaching the idea to you. It
Okay.
is here's my experience. This is what happened. Here are all of the lynchings that happened in my town.
Yep.
You know, decades before
Mm-hmm.
I was born. You know, it's very well put together. Why is Juneteenth a thing in the first place? What are the complexities with that? So it's a very well written book, and it's a short one too. So it's like an easy it's a pretty easy read for someone who's well read as you, because I'm not well read.
Who says I'm well read? I know of a lot of books. I know the synopsis of many, many, many books. I could tell you about what they
My boy,
discuss.
my boy Cliff be telling me about some books, like Tess of the D'Urbervilles, for example.
Jane Austen, any Jane Austen, right? Like,
Yeah,
uh,
yeah. What was the other one? Jane
Man,
Eyre. Jane
Jane
Eyre.
Eyre. That was the one. Fucking, Grapes of Wrath.
I actually read Grapes of Wrath.
I wanted to. That was another one that I wanted. No, that is the book I wanted to burn, because that damn chapter with the turtle.
Chapter 2? Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, I might buy a couple copies to burn tonight.
See, then that's what we get in America. Just more book burnings. Happens all the time.
Keeps the neighborhood warm, you know. Anyway,
What with the rising energy costs and all,
uh-huh.
because of all these data centers that you're promoting, with
AI.
with your continued relationship with ChatGPT.
No, I haven't. I'm with Claude now.
You've. I don't care what you call it.
Claude
Anyway.
is much better.
Claude.
Claude is much better.
Claude.
Yeah.
Oh Lord.
Oh Lord, Claude.
Oh Claudie, Claudie.
All right, I gotta eat.
Yeah, me too.
It's been a long week. I didn't even get to tell you
Same.
about. I went in yesterday at like 2:30 and left around 8:30 from the brewery.
Wow.
So I gotta watch that game. Still, unfortunately, last night.
No, you don't.
Yeah.
No, you don't.
Yeah. Well, I know I watched it. I gotta watch it. Obi-Wan Kenobi is something else, ain't he? I labeled him as the problem, like maybe last series, that he was going to cause the most mayhem. But yeah. Anyway, I am fairly exhausted from this week.
Yeah.
We do have to figure out a way to connect in some capacity relatively soon. I miss you, and I'm scared that all my liquor will drain by the time I see you next.
That sounds like you just need to practice some preservation there, for your buddy until.
So we've also been doing like a low to no spend this month, which means like outside of like the beer that I get for these episodes,
Yeah.
not going up too much, which means my drinking habits are
Localized.
contained to the house, which means I'm looking at like, oh, but I already had a bottle of Michter's. I already had, like, I didn't finish it yet. I have a bottle of Michter's that is here. I have the Bonded. I have the Mesquite. I have some things that I'm looking at like.
Yeah, that's how I got through. That's how I killed these 3 bottles of gin, because last words are great.
Yeah, shit. I might make a mojito. Now that I'm thinking about it.
You have mint. If you have mint, just make a mojito. Like that's
That's what I'm saying.
If you have mint, make a mojito. What else are you gonna do with mint?
Exactly. You gonna chew on it?
Nah.
All right, sounds good. I'm gonna go make a mojito.
I'm gonna go eat.
Yeah.
And
Oh, I guess I should do that too. I'm gonna
Yeah,
make a
eat,
mojito and then
please.
eat. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Priorities.
Yes.
Until next time, everybody.
Peace.
That's right.